Hello everybody and welcome back to Animal Crossing City Folk. Today we're gonna water a red turnip and then kind of rush off to Nooks. I didn't realize how late it was getting. I was watching YouTube videos. So we only have like 10 minutes if the turnip prices are actually good this morning. I don't think they're going to be, but better safe than sorry, really. So we're gonna run off and check. It'll at least give us a decent idea of what the baseline is going to be. It's nice to know that Coco there is not sick. I was kind of worried she might be, because she was in her house the past couple days, I believe. So now, off into Nooks. It's like a minute-long run. Yeah, we're really not going to have much time if the prices are good. As I said, they're probably not going to be, so. Turnip prices. 71. Nope. Not good. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So we're basically going to be starting our day from here then. And we may as well start by checking this rock to see if it is our money rock. And it is! Well, that is rather convenient. And actually, one of the videos I was watching reminded me something I know I've ranted about in the past, and it's just how bad the modern Fire Emblem games are. Like, I've not played much of Fates. Like, I don't even own it. I honestly don't want to own it, because, well, it's just kind of bad. It focused far too much on what Fire Emblem should almost never be about. Once again, much like Awakening, and that is basically creating relationships for your characters. Yeah, support conversations were always nice, but they were never really a focal point of the games, at least not to me. And definitely not to the extent that they were made to be in Awakening. But the main issue is, well, the creators realized people bought Awakening because it was a glorified dating sim. It made them money, so they kept that trend up. I still really want to like Awakening. It feels wrong not liking a Fire Emblem game, to me, because I've liked all of them, other than the most recent ones. Like, at least all the ones I've played, and I've played some really old ones. But I just cannot bring myself to like Awakening and Fates. I don't know about the... I forget what it's called. Because... at least I believe it's Fates. The new ones are weird. I think it's Birthright, Conquest, Fates. Like... also, I will admit, part of the reason why I have a hard time liking them is just the fact that they're such an obvious cash grab. I hear the present. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. It's still coming. Okay. Well, we may as well wait here for it then. It's rather slow moving. Gonna give it a second here. There we go. Just making sure it doesn't land up above there. Green pipe. Cool, that's actually an item we don't have yet. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, like, I'm one of those people that actually likes the Fire Emblem games on the regular DS. Like, I like those games. I like what they did for the series. Like, if you like reclassing in Awakening, at least as far as I know, you basically have the DS remakes to thank. Like, they're what started it. Only it was much more balanced in those games. Oh, one of our carnations is wilting. Oh, that's not good. Survive. Oh, both of the pink ones are. Oh, no. Survive, you. I can't even just, like, pick it up and move it because it is wilting. That doesn't mean we're gonna have to go around and water that other one. Like, to explain, and once again, I know I've gone over this before, so people have been watching for a long time, you already know what I'm about to say. In the DS Fire Emblem game, you could reclass. And it would basically change your character from the class they're at to another class at the same level they were at. So none of this reverting back to level 1 and being able to level up again. Well, reverting back to level 1 without really losing any stats. Now, like, Awakening, I haven't really gotten to that with Fates, so I don't know. I honestly don't know with it. But not reverting back to the stats of a level 1 is what broke that, the reclassing. It made Awakening easy. Like, incredibly easy. Because, well, you can... It's basically build a character. Build your OP character. Especially your hero character, where they can be anything. You can build up any skills you want, except for the gender-locked classes, like Pegasus Knight. You can't have a male Pegasus Knight. Like, that's about the only thing, though. Just trying to get my watering can back out. Or did I have it out? I had it out. Shovel is what I meant. I'm dumb. I'm distracted is what I am. But, like, the fact that you keep your stats basically means that once a character reaches level 20, reclass them to something else if they're not capped off on stats. They'll revert back to level 1, and at level 20, if they're classed up, you can just reclass them to another classed up class. That's a weird sentence. A lot of alliteration there. Like, so you could take a Griffin Rider that's level 20 and convert it straight into, say, a General. Without needing to revert back to Knight, level up to 10, class up into General, which is probably how it should be if you're going to revert back to level 1. And you should also lose all the stats you gained as that class. Because, well, let's face it, even taking it, you know, into a more real-world scenario, you really think if you're really good at riding around and fighting on horseback, that all of that, you know, all the speed you have riding on horseback is going to transfer into being a heavily armored foot knight. Like, on-foot knight. No, it's not. The speed should revert back to it. At least speed should revert back to where it was before you know, where you were level 1. Because, effectively, that character is going to nearly have to learn how to fight all over again. Because you would be fighting very differently on foot as opposed to on horseback. Or on griffinback, or dragonback, or, you know. It's just kind of annoying. Especially because that breaks the game, honestly. Because, for those of you who haven't played Fire Emblem Awakening, after about the first 3 chapters, the world opens up, and you're able to buy things out of shops. One of these things is an item called a Reeking Box. Now what this Reeking Box does is it summons an enemy to the location you're at. Like a group of enemies. And they will be... their difficulty will be based on whatever chapter it was. I don't know if I watered these, so I'm going to water them again. So if you're on Chapter 3, you'll be fighting enemies for Chapter 3. What that means is you can effectively... buy experience now. They should have just let you buy experience, because that is all you're doing. You're not going to be taking on an encounter that you can't already win. And now you can just repeat it over and over again and level up. if you have the patience, you can literally, upon having Reeking Boxes unlocked, if you're playing on normal difficulty, you can immediately take your characters to max level. You can take them immediately to 20, and if you have the upgrade items, you can take them immediately to level 20 of an upgraded class. On chapter 3. I think it was 3. Let's come in here and check the fossil while I'm ranting. Like, it is entirely ridiculous. I found the only real way to make Fire Emblem Awakening difficult without making it just a simple luck fest. Because Lunatic Difficulty and Lunatic Plus, the first few chapters are just luck, and then you just start level grinding, and you're just gonna win. But on the other difficulties, I found, like, the only way to make it difficult... Oh, Seisma Chest! That's actually something new. The Earth moved because the Seismosaurus is complete! Ooh, what a mighty moment this is! The Seismosaurus is the longest of all known dinosaurs. Its body was small for its length, though, and rather light as well. Proportionally, its brains were also rather light. Ooh, I beg your pardon. I was so enthralled I spouted hot air like a boiling teapot. Nope, nothing else. We have so little left to do for that. Now, to finish my thought, I found the only real way to make Awakening difficult is to basically hello, Mott. Yo, hey! No, I always call you No, you haven't always called me that, but I'll be glad to hear a new nickname. If you're mind blown, Dumbbell. You know what? It's better than Darling. Sure is. I feel like he's insulting me now. Now, to finish my thought. The only way to really make the game difficult is to use the DLC heroes. Which you have to bring into your world and then hire. Meaning the higher level they are, the more money you're spending. Which actually encourages you to use Reeking Boxes, because the enemies spawned from a Reeking Box will always, on normal difficulty, pay for the Reeking Box and then some. On higher difficulties, it actually doesn't, and it makes level grinding harder, but you can just use DLC heroes to do this, because you can summon them in indefinitely, and they always have predetermined weapons. Always. So that's a thing. I might as well come in here and check the turnip prices while I'm going on about this. But yeah, if you hire those heroes, they will not have support with each other, so pairing them up is pointless. Pairing is also overpowered in Awakening. It can give you, I think at S rank relationship, it gives close to 50 to 70% protection from any attack. If that attack was about to kill them, doesn't matter. It was blocked, no damage was taken. Conquest Fates, that area, changed it a bit to make it a little more balanced. Offensively, if you want them to work together, you need them to be separated, and defensively, they need to be paired. That means that it's a little more balanced, but it's still broken. The character that is doing the blocking should always take the damage that the original character was going to take. That is my opinion on that. Well, it should more do the damage calculation with the paired character's stats. Like, say if you have a character with 5 defense being, you know, escorted by a character with 20 defense, if that 20 defense character blocks the hit, it should factor in their defense. They should still take the damage if they should take any. Not just every hit deals no damage if it's blocked. That makes no sense. And I'm going to clean up my beaches here. Any actual scalps we get, I'm just going to hang on to. But like, the DLC heroes have no support with anybody. So, on the opposite side of that, they can also reclass into anything. So, if you want to make it challenging, you have to never reclass them. A few of them will come with skills that they should never be able to get. Like, there's one female character, I forget her name. I feel bad because I use her on my group. Because I like flyer units. I just like them. She comes with the counter skill which can only be gotten by barbarians, which is a male-exclusive class in Awakening. So, that's good. That's actually really powerful. Counter itself is a really powerful skill. But, you know, that is just one of the many skills you can add to her arsenal. And don't even get me started on the child characters. Your main characters can have children. These children inherit skills from the parents, meaning it changes the already dating sim factors of the game into a selective breeding simulator, where you're breeding characters together with skills in specific locations so you can get the skill loadout on the children you want, and you can get skills on the children that they should not be able to have, like for instance having counter on a female character. That's where I get incredibly frustrated with Awakening, is because, you know, some characters seem like they should be paired together. Like, say, Sumiya and Chrom. Sumiya literally loves Chrom. Like, that is just established. She has a crush on him. But that support is optional. And it's actually better in the long run if you don't have Sumiya be Chrom's wife. Because there are other characters that can class into different skills, because every character tends to have a specific set of classes they can reclass into. That's just better for the Chrom's child. Oh, it's a leaf. I was supposed to say item? What? I keep getting confused by those things. Like, and honestly, the character that I've seen is usually paired with Chrom the most is the Avatar character, being female. Because the Avatar character can be any class. So, and also has access to the Grandmaster class, which is probably the best class in the game. Which I'll note all of the DLC characters can also gain access to, because of a few skills it has. See where I'm kind of going with this? Of everything has a best setup. Now, I'll admit, the Fire Emblem games have never exactly been the most balanced. Generally, the characters you're going to end up using throughout the game are the first characters that join you, because they'll be the lowest level. And when characters join later on, their stats tend to be lower than they should be, if these characters had naturally leveled up. Like, say, in Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, one of the best characters you can have is one of the hardest to recruit, and it's a level 1 soldier named Amelia. The soldier class in the game is, I think it's soldier, is exclusive to her, and it classes up into Knight, another basic class, which then classes up into General. So she gets 3 classes worth of level growth, making her have some of the highest stats in the game, especially where she starts at level 1. But that at least takes you doing some thought much past, well, I'm just going to reclass this character until they're capped off on stats. And I'm guessing today is an incredibly hot day, given the fact that everyone's carrying umbrellas. Makes me feel like I should be carrying an umbrella, because I think my character is getting tanned. I don't really want him to get tanned. I'm pale as all get out, so I want him to be all pale as well. I'm actually going to put the pipe down on the second floor here. But, like, jeez, this episode's just been entirely me complaining about Fire Emblem games. But I feel I'm justified in that, being a huge fan of Fire Emblem. Like, it's been one of my favorite series. Oh, this is huge. This thing is too big. Not leaving that setting anywhere. Okay. like, it really has been one of my favorite game series. Like, it and, Ogre Battle. Even though there were only 2 Ogre Battle games I've played that are actually similar. Tactics Ogre and Ogre Battle are not the same things to me. They're even named differently. Which fits, in my opinion, because they do not feel like the same game series, even though I believe they're made by the same company. Like, I love the Ogre Battle games as well. I tend to like tactics-based games, and I honestly don't like Tactics Ogre just out of precedent. But, like, it just feels like, I don't know. It feels kind of like the developers behind the Fire Emblem games have just given up. I'm gonna change the music up here. And they're just doing what's gonna make them money now. Yeah, there we go. This is a good song for up here. For all the whying and screaming. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop ranting now, or I'll be ranting for the next, like, hour. So with that, I thank you all very much for watching and listening to me rant. And hope to see you again next time, where hopefully I won't be ranting on more Animal Crossing City Folk. See you all then.